This week on The Government and You, why do you think we have so few women in politics, in governance, in things that have to do with administration, in terms of political life generally? Hello and a very warm welcome to you. This is The Government and You, and I'm Itohan Olomo-Agbodo. This week on the show, we are going to be taking a look at women in politics. Why do we have so few women participating in things that have to do with politics and governance? Well, we'll go on the street to find out what Nigerians have to say.
Women should be in politics. We want more women in politics. We want a lot of them. And because when women are in politics, it's like they'll bring the motherly world. So they're able to bring people along, like, we want to do this for this community, we want to do this. So they make things easier for everybody.
From my own perspective, I think women shouldn't involve in the politics. Why? Because we have many things in our head. So before we start dealing with the kids in the house and all that. So apart from the marriage and taking care of the children and the home entirely, I don't think women should be in politics.
Women are more efficient in politics because even the wife of the presidential aspirant in APC, Mrs. Remi Tinubu, you could see what she does for the less privileged. And I think they need to give the women more voice because they are fewer in the politics, so they don't get to hear them. But I know they work behind, and we pray they give them more. We want more women to come out and get more involved. I don't know, in the future might be an House of Rep or Senator in the future. Thank you.
You're welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Government and You, and we're talking about women in politics. And this week on the show, I am joined by two very beautiful women. I have Natalia Odidika Sezabo with me to my immediate left. And of course, I have S.A. James Omokaro. And you guys, you ladies, I almost said guys, because generally would just say guys,
yeah,
guys,
exactly.
guys. And that is why we are talking about why we have so few women, because we've generally made everything men.
Yes.
So, you're welcome to the show, The Government and You, and I'm asking, why do you think we have so few women in politics, in governance, in things that have to do with administration, in terms of political life generally?
So who goes first, you or me?
You.
Okay, looking at women in politics and the reason why we have low participation of women in politics is basically because of the high costs of the election forms. There's this mandatory expression of interest where you have to, if you know you want to run for an office, you must pick the form, and these forms don't come cheap. They are very expensive. So, recently, I think it was about, for APC, over $1 million.
$1 million,
So imagine a woman who doesn't have the money. That's enough discouragement. And then even if you have the money, there's a campaign cost. You're going to campaign, you're going to move from place to place. That costs money. So this fund is something that discourages women from taking part. And then there's discrimination outright. It's all about the men. There are cultural issues as well.
Let me just butt in by saying I actually said you guys, you are lady lawyers and you have you have the background to run for any political position if you like. Essay, would you say it's just about the money? Because now NASA said it's about the money, expression of interest forms are so expensive, a lot of women cannot afford it. Do you think that is the reason we have so few women running for offices?
Yeah, thank you. That is a major factor, but that's not all. In the last elections, there are some of these parties that made the forms free for women.
For women.
Yes, I have that information. APC, for example, I learned that women didn't get to pay for forms, but that's not just all. even after that, they gave it to them free of charge. The electioneering process takes a lot of money. You have to campaign, you have to settle certain people, you have to move from one group of people to the other in the same party. And this kind of movements require a lot of money. And then after you've been able to raise this money to do all that, they come tomorrow and say they have chosen one particular candidate. That happens a lot of the time. So you see that the women have put a lot of effort. At the end of the day, there's this special candidate that has been approved from above, from the godfather or something. That's one name has been stamped all the while. So at the end of the day, the effort that the woman has put in boils down to nothing. Then that's not just all. Political parties, they hold meetings at night. That does not favor women. We have families, we have children. So how do you start holding meeting 1 a.m., 12 midnight, 3 a.m.? That's when they hold these crucial meetings. So these are the kind of policies that these political parties have that majorly discourage women from participating.
Nat, you mentioned the fact that discrimination is also a factor, and now we also got this issue of money coming up again when Esther mentioned the issue of, as one of the factors militating against women in politics, discrimination, the fact that now you also mentioned that there's the issue of night meetings and stuff like that. Do you think that if a woman has emergency meetings in a place of work, apart from politics now, a job is paying her so much and she has to travel, she has to be at a meeting overnight, do you think she won't really attend that meeting because it's at night?
Yes, that takes me to the culture, the cultural background. It doesn't encourage women. So if the woman, for instance, is married, you're telling your husband you're traveling at night, you're going for a meeting, emergency, just like that. Because family is important.
Yes.
So there's a struggle between the family and your job. You need the job to support your husband, to also contribute to the family, and now your job is taking you out. How many men? It takes an understanding man to allow you to go out there. Okay, I want to do some things. My husband gives me that support. That's why you say I can be everywhere, because he's supporting me. There are men who don't support their wives. So if a lady like that is married to someone who doesn't support them, how would she be able to do that? So and she keeps giving excuses. The office will drop her and picks. Do you understand? So that culture of a married woman. So it's very simple for me. If I'm single, I mean, it's my life. I can do whatever I want, but not for a married woman. So that cultural hindrance is there. And then there's religion as well that says, oh, women can't be here, cannot be in certain things. So all these things are hindrances to women. You know, when you consider all these, like, what's the point? Let me leave. The society discriminates. An example, our president said a woman's place in the kitchen. Yeah.
And then we had to go back to that comment because
do you understand?
It actually caused a lot of
and in the other room.
And in the other room. So that's so you can see the perception, and that's for him to say that. That's what men think about with most men, and even women think, "What are you running for?" There's some women too who don't even encourage their fellow women. It's like, "I beg, sit down there," or there's like, "You've opened eye, you want to go and show that."
Want to show that, yeah.
So it's a society. If you change that mindset, it will go a long way.
So now, Esther, what do you think we can do to actually change the mindset of women? Because I like the fact that you mentioned that women also don't support each other.
That's all. Right.
Not to mention that even the women try to bring down other women. And it's a fact, it's a known fact where we're coming from, that there are offices you even go to, when you see a woman there, you just probably want to shift back because you know that the woman is going to oppose you. Is this actually true, or is just a general impression that we have in this part of the world?
It's not a general impression. It is the fact. A lot of the time, we women are the major cause of this kind of issues that we have. You see a woman trying to come forth and, you know, go all out, join these men, even when we've complained that the environment is not so conducive for women. You see some women, they go the extra mile, go for these night meetings, you do all that. It is women that will still come and say, this one, she's, yes, even call her name, she's loose, she's doing this, she's doing that. You know,
Exactly.
so women a lot of the time do not support women, but not just women, even some men. I watched on TV one day where a man, he said a woman can never be president of Nigeria. For what? A woman that is supposed to be at home, that it cannot happen. And that kind of mindset exists a lot. You know, so it's not just women, even men. So what can we do to help this situation? First of all, there should be major sensitization. Women should know that if there's equal representation in government, it will go a long way to balance the society. We have special needs as women, and it is a woman that is in the best position to champion these needs. So
Exactly.
women should come out. Women should embrace politics. You don't just fold your hands and say, when I come out, people are going to say this. Let them say it. I'm very proud of those women that have been able to come out and break forth and say, no matter what anybody says, I'll go out there. And women that have had opportunity to go this far, they have done so well.
Exactly.
Look at Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Obi Ezekwesili. You know, there's
So
a lot
many
of
of
women.
them, women that have been able to come out, they have done excellently well. So there should be sensitization. Women should come out massively and support fellow women. Women should be educated on the importance of coming out for position and also supporting women when they come out. Then a very important issue, quota system, gender quota system.
Exactly, I was
Yes,
gonna
we
say
have some countries now where there is a 30% allocation for women.
women.
Yes, I think Nigeria should be able to embrace it, because the way we have it now is just too poor. You look at our House of Reps, out of 360 members, we have only 22 women. Senate, out of 109, we have only seven. That's just too
Very
poor.
poor.
You know, when you mention the fact that we should have quota system,
Yes.
I think a lot of scholars, a lot of political scholars, pundits, or whatever I want to call them, they've been advocating for this quota system. I remember the affirmative action of having at least 35% of women representation. Now, women are given these positions. They are given a quota. They are appointed. Like you mentioned, Obi Ezekwesili, you mentioned Okonjo-Iweala. These are people that they did very well in their positions when they were appointed. They were not really elected.
Yes.
So now, apart from appointing them, giving them a quota and nominating them for certain roles, how do you now feel? I know you've mentioned sensitization and campaigns and all that. Do you feel that even when women are given these quotas in various political parties and told, okay, you can contest for this position, this seat, or one or two positions, do you really feel that the quota system would help? But my question is directed to you, Nat.
Yeah, I think it will. Talking about the quota system, before I answer that question, in South Africa, in Rwanda, we have over 50% quota given to the women.
Yeah.
Now, that quota system is very important because it also encouraged people. The example she gave about Obi Ezekwesili and Okonjo-Iweala, they were appointed, yes, quite all right. They did some things, they came out, and that was what gave a lot of women the opportunity to say, okay, if this woman can succeed here, I should be able to.
Yes.
Look at Dora Akolini. She was DG of NAFDAC. We saw the wonderful work she did. May also rest in peace.
Amen.
So women like that, when you think about all these women, you say, okay, fine, these people participated. A lot of people got into politics. Look at Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. Back then, she was in the forefront.
Yes,
And
yes.
you know, so when women are given this quota and they take up that quota, they take up the challenge, go ahead, something happens, somebody is encouraged. Now it's important again, it's not just about giving them the quota, women should be ready to take it up. And we're giving 35%, and then only 10% or 15% would come out. So the men will feel there's no point wasting this quota because we're giving them. So women, once they get the quota, they should be able to go out there because that will bring an encouragement. And then we're talking about women coming out. We should project women who are competent.
Yes, very important.
Because you can't just take the quota and then just bring anyhow person there. That goes a long way to say, okay, now to justify the fact that there's no point giving the women. So anybody the women are putting out there should be somebody who is competent. And I want to quickly point out this, that the media has a role to play as well. Okay. Most times during campaigns and all that, what do we see? We see the media projecting the men, covering them and all that. How many women are being covered? I feel women should come out. The quota system would help out because, again, women were able to push out the agendas and policies that equally benefit the women. And that creates a balance in the political system. Do you seek women participation? Do you want a vibrant democracy? Get the women involved. And women should be ready to come out there, participate at the local level, at the state level,
at the federal level.
Yes.
You know, Nat, you mentioned the fact that women should not just say we need quota, we need a particular percentage. We should also talk about competence. And you mentioned media coverage as well. It still boils down, to me, it boils down to the same issue of not just sitting and waiting for it to come to you. The men that are visible there are those that are going out to media houses and say, I am running for this position, I'm running for the other position. Any woman that comes, I am ready to say, take this platform, speak to the people, what are you offering us? Because it has to do with what you are offering us at the end of the day. We know we're taking it a bit hard on the women now, but women have to wake up, and that's the whole essence of this discussion. Yes. We are asking for a quota for women, yes. We're asking for increased participation, elective and appointed positions we should give the women, but women should also be ready to take up that challenge. Yes. I know, Vice you were mentioning the fact that women shouldn't just sit down for it to be thrust on their lap.
Yes, that's true. We cannot, because we are women, start appealing to emotions or pity.
Exactly.
We have to be ready to take on that role, do everything that we need to do. For example, we have to start by participating in grassroots politics. Yes. First of all, how many women go out to vote? On election day, they prefer to sit at home. Participate in politics from the grassroots. You vote, you join a political party, attend world congresses, be involved from the beginning. That is how you learn, you grow, you get that experience, you get that exposure. Not just come out one day and you go and pick form. You want to become a member of House of Reps also. So we as women need to participate from the beginning, the grassroots. From the grassroots, and get trainings, because governance is not just about I want to go. You must have that training. You must participate fully so that when that time comes, you deliver.
So, Nat, I like the way you've been saying exactly, because because it's a point.
When she mentioned the issue of, starting from the grassroots. There's a lady I came across recently, Khadija Okuno Lamidi. And she's running for the presidency, and I'm asking, online they were asking, who are you? Where are you coming from? Where were you all this while?
No
and
background.
Why are you going straight up to go and, So it doesn't make sense. Nobody had said, go to my website, you see everything about me. Seeing everything about you. Did you go to, start from the grassroots that she said. Be involved, understand. Yes. Because truly, women are not even helping matters. They're just all about business, fashion, and all that. It's good to have all this, but go in there. Because when women are involved in this politics we're talking about, you're able to push policies that will favor women.
Yes.
If you're not involved, you don't even know, because how many men know about women and what concerns them, what bothers them? So it's only the women that will actually go in there and be able to say, this thing affects us. This is what's bothering us. So you're able to push your policies out there. But if you're not even concerned about what's going on and leave everything to the men, at the end of the day, you claim you're being marginalized, you're being sidelined. It's because you're not involved. Go in there, be involved. Like Essie said, start from the grassroots. Rome was not built in a day. One step at a time. It is those things you do at the grassroots level, those impacts that would push you. They are your manifestos. They are speaking for you. They are saying, this person has been here before, and this was what she did. Your track record speaks for you. So when you come out and say, okay, because you've done this before, you can actually do
this sort of thing.
Obia Ezekwesili didn't just start one day. She started somewhere. What's it called? Dora started from somewhere. It was her competence at the level she was that made us, okay, let's appoint this woman to be there.
Yes.
Do you understand? So it's actually, women have a lot to do.
Women have a lot to do. And I like to say that women are a determined set of people, and when we say we want to achieve a particular thing, we actually go all out and we achieve it. And that's why we are calling on you this time around. Women, stand up, come up and take a stand. First of all, you have to start by registering in a political party because you cannot be an independent candidate. You have to belong to a political party, and there are women caucuses, I'll call them caucuses in the parties,
Yes.
and you have to join those caucuses and make your voices heard. You have to start from somewhere, just like our lady lawyers have been saying. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we're talking about other aspects of this discussion, how to encourage women to participate in politics.
Welcome to the channel that is all about you. Welcome to Love World XP, dedicated to bringing you the best Christian entertainment.
When you're struggling to keep your time correctly, go and examine it with the Holy Spirit.
Bring on the laughs as you enjoy comedy.
We are soldiers of the Lord.
New songs from the Love World singers that will keep you worshiping always. New original drama series.
And even generally in life.
New talk shows, and so much more to keep you in good company.
In such a way that it can be a solution to somebody's problem.
Plus, we are adding some throwbacks because some shows are so nice you have to watch them twice.
The winner is
Love World XP, entertainment beyond borders.
You're welcome back. We're still talking about women participation in politics and how to increase the participation at every level. And Nat and SA have been giving us very, very beautiful opinions about how women can take their place and take their stand in the society and get involved in politics. I know you mentioned the fact that you have to have a track record. You cannot just start from the level of the presidency. I know I am not that popular, so I cannot go and say I want to be Nigeria's next president immediately. I have to start from somewhere. So, Esther, where do I start from? In a generic sense. I know you're a lawyer. You can actually start from the presidency if you like.
But we first of all, we've talked about grassroots. It's very
Grassroots, yes.
important so that people know you from home. We've had situations of some politicians, they go to Abuja campaigning there, and people laugh at them and say, if you go to your house now, your state, and contest for ward election, you will lose.
Yeah, because nobody knows you.
That's not the best. So we should start from the grassroots. Then also, I want to advise our religious bodies. Some of our religious bodies are not helping matters. We have some churches where women are not even allowed to climb the altar. That form of discrimination, it goes a long way to also prevent our women from coming out. You know, in lots of our churches, we have high population of women. If our religious bodies can encourage women and say, look, women, you can do this. Encourage them. I believe more women will turn out, because that is the truth. When you go to churches, you have a large number of women. You know, women always push forward. They go to church, pray, and all that. So our religious bodies should encourage women participation in politics. If most of our pastors can announce in church and say, look, women, you don't have to sit at home, go all out. I'm assuring you that a large number of women will come out. So let our churches help us. Then also our political parties. Don't just say you are giving out free forms. At the end of the day, you go through the back door, collect the form again, give them tips and say, we are giving this slot to this person. If you are supporting women, support them totally. Let them have an equal playing field. Let them go out, contest. Support them the way you support the male counterpart. So if our political parties can assist, can play the role that they ought to play, I believe to a large extent, it will help women to participate more in politics.
Well, Natalia, do you have the same opinion? Because when you were talking about the fact that we have free forms, like in APC 2019 elections, there were free forms for different positions, and you mentioned the fact that women will go around and probably the men will take those positions back, whether they are giving free forms. Don't you believe that women, like you said, they have determined that if we say women, we are going to take this position, we can garner that support for ourselves? Don't you think that in those parties where we have women caucuses, the women can actually stand and make a difference?
Yeah, they can. Women are multipliers. There's nothing a woman touches that doesn't multiply. Now, let me start by saying that most of these men who win elections. It's because women came in, were involved and all that.
And give them all the support.
Exactly. They will go all the way, they will speak, they will appeal to their emotions. So women, it's important that they are involved. Now, I want to also look at it from the angle of, speaking about finance. Finance is very important. Esther said something. She said, funds were given. Yes, and that was true. Given to run but how many women equally took the opportunity? So if you are giving out, that financial support is very important.
Yes.
Because now, it's possible that someone gives me a free form or buys a form for me, and the person would tell me, step down. I have to step down because I don't have the money. So if you are giving a woman a financial support, let it be all the way. Don't give her conditions. Let it be sincere. Do you understand? One. And then I also want to mention the quota system. It's still very important. If women are aware that, okay, the government really cares about us and gives us this quota, then they will be ready to come out. And I said again, competence is important. That's one of the solutions. Competence. It's not just about giving us a quota. The women themselves should develop themselves. They should have, in different areas, the skills, get education, because education is a big hindrance. If a woman is poorly educated, the opportunity is not there because that confidence of going out there. And women too should not back off. I was talking about this lady, Khadija Okuno Lamidi, and someone asked her, why did you come out to run for the presidency? Why didn't you start from somewhere? She said, I have been doing something, maybe I'm not so popular like people want. But she's not backing up. People are insulting her, calling her some names. She said, yes, that's normal. She's not giving up. She said she's ready to go all the way. And that's the kind of spirit the women need. Challenges will come, problems will come. Stand your ground. Do not give up. Just keep pushing. And networking. Yes. And I also point out again, let the media also. Yes, you said something about the media. Yeah, it's the men that walk in and all that. I see some media houses go out there in the streets, even go out to cover. Even when the women don't come, you go out there. It's part of your way of encouraging the women. Go out there. It's okay. You're running for this. Let me have this coverage on you. Tell us what you do. You're also projecting those women. And, training is important, like Esther mentioned, so I don't want to go too much into it. Get the necessary training. Go there at the grassroots level. Observe what is going on. See what is happening. And I think women should. I want to support women. Women come out this time around. Women support women in politics. Because some men don't even care about what is happening in society.
This discussion, we just have to wrap up for this week, but we're definitely going to have this discussion again because it's a very, very important issue and we don't want to back off. Exactly. We don't want to back away. So we are going to be talking about women in politics another time, but this week we did say that women should take up the challenge. Don't just sit down and expect someone to give you the position. Yes, the quota system is very important, but your competence, your training also play a very, very key role. You have to be ready for the position so that when you get it, you would mess it up. Well, that's much we can take this week on The Government and You, but we did have a very, very interesting discussion with two beautiful lady lawyers, Natalia and Essay, and we talked about increasing women participation, and you said start from the grassroots. You said women have to be competent. So just one final word before we draw the curtain.
Let's go first.
Okay, final word. I will advise all women, don't be discouraged. We have talked about so many factors that can discourage you, that can draw you, that can pull you back. But there's nothing like having a determined spirit, a fighting spirit.
Yes.
Okay, go get your PVC.
Thank you. Get your PVC. That is very important. You cannot vote without a PVC. Nigeria is developing and we have to follow that trend as well. And remember, you also have to belong to a political party. This is the time for you to register and start functioning at the grassroots level. Get involved. You can start from your church, you can start from your ward, you can start from wherever you are, but just get involved in politics. I'm Ito Hanolomo Agbodo. I say God bless you and see you same time next week.